We're going to be winding up Revelation today and tomorrow. And we're winding up John also. I'm not sure how many more days we have of the Gospel of John. It goes through the 21st chapter, and we're all 19. But, the whole thing with Jesus's death and all that began like 6-7 chapters ago. So it's a lot more detailed leading into it. And again, John is by far the best for election and predestination. That God doesn't love everybody, that he did not come for the whole world. If he came for the whole world would be saved. Jesus loses not one of his sheep. And Jesus said, I only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Well, that narrows it. For God so loved, cosmos is what he loved. Greek word. That's why Hollywood did a movie called Lost in Translation, which the AI writes all that stuff, the Ghost in the Machine, because they laugh. Anyway, Pilate therefore went forth again and saith unto them, Behold, I bring him forth to you, that you may know that I find no fault in him. Then Jesus came forth wearing the crown. Oh, excuse me. It's 11:50. It's been a long day. First day with students. Then came Jesus forth wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe. And Pilate saith unto them, Behold, the man. When the chief priest, therefore, and officers saw him, they cried out, saying, Crucify him, crucify him. Pilate saith unto them, Take ye him and crucify him. I find no fault in him. The Jews answered him, We have a law, and by our law he ought to die, because he made himself the Son of God. When Pilate, therefore, now see, if Jesus wasn't a Jew, and that's part of why he went through the proselyte baptism. Not only so they would have to listen to him, because he was from a land that was not very well respected by the scribes and Pharisees. Anyway, so since he had shown that he was a Jew and very Jewish, then of course he's bound by their man-made laws. When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he was the more afraid, and went again into the judgment hall, and saith unto Jesus, Whence art thou? But Jesus gave him no answer. That's right, I've been reading these in the New Living for context, since it's really just telling a story. It's not really doctrine. He took Jesus back to the headquarters and again asked him, Where are you from? Jesus gave no answer. Why don't you talk to me? Pilate demanded. Don't you realize that I have the power to release you or to crucify you? Of course, Jesus knew the deal, right? And Jesus is going to tell him, you don't have any power, because it's all about election, predestination for the sheep, and God's declared the end from the beginning for everybody. God has chosen what you're going to eat for lunch 4 weeks from yesterday. And it doesn't matter how many drive-thrus you go in and out of to try to trick him, because he would have ordained that you did just that. That's how it works. Everything is set. He's a sovereign God. He's the writer, director, producer of this movie we're all living in, and he even starred in a cameo appearance as himself. Then Jesus said, You would have no power over me at all unless it were given to you from above. So the one who handed me over to you has the greater sin. Then Pilate tried to release him, but the Jewish leaders shouted, If you release this man, you are no friend of Caesar. Anyone who declares himself a king is a rebel against Caesar. All right. Let's move on to just three verses 15, 16, 17, and tomorrow will be 18, 19, 20, 21. We'll be done. For without our, and I do this because it's column by column. I'm in the first column of both studies. That helps me keep track of everything. First column of John. You know how you open a page, the way my Bible looks? Each page is 2 columns side by side. So when you open the Bible, you would be looking at 4, 2 on the left, 2 on the right. So I sync them up. I like to have them synced up. Helps me keep track of everything much easier. Anyway, for without our dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and the murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie, I, Jesus, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. And that's why the whole story goes back and forth, and it's all over the place. It's a story. Well, it's not just a story. It's what John saw when he saw it. So I can easily believe that the Bible is written exactly in order. I mean, the book of Revelation is an exact order of how and what John saw when. But it's the same story being told over and over. But wouldn't that be because that's how he saw it? I have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star. And the Spirit and the bride say, come. Let him that heareth say, come. And let him that is athirst come. And whosoever will, let him take the water of life freely. Which is what? It's sheep. This is all instruction with the illusion of free will decisions that lost sheep and goats will fall for. I love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.